Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Delaney. And today's video is going to be a seasonal trends video. This is one of my favorite types of videos to make. I usually do one 4 times a year for each season. I do have to admit that winter could potentially be my least favorite one to do this for. But now that I'm saying that out loud, it is a little interesting because winter fashion is actually really fun, and I feel like over the last couple of years on social media, snow content and like winter fashion and these really like bundled snowy looks have been super viral and really fun, and everyone's gotten really into that. So I feel like there is some redemption for winter fashion, but I would just say in general, winter as a season is like one of the harder seasons for me to feel inspired about getting dressed on a day-to-day basis, and also just like having to be warm and functional and everything. It's just a little bit less fun sometimes than the other seasons. But that being said, it can be super fun still, especially with those like really snowy bundled looks like I'm talking about. So I'm not trying to give winter a bad rap, but I don't get as excited for this trend video as the other ones, but that's okay because after researching the trends and delving into that, I do feel more inspired and more excited. And I think that hopefully if anyone else isn't like, oh, winter fashion is not my favorite season of fashion, this will help you get in the right mindset about it. So all that to say, today's gonna be about 2024/2025 winter fashion trends. We're just gonna dive right in. Okay, also a little back information on how I do these videos. I like to research through outlets, so like Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Cosmopolitan, anything like that. I'll read their articles on the trends of the season. I also like to watch YouTube videos, other forms of social media, Pinterest, everything that I'm seeing on Instagram and TikTok, things that I'm seeing in real life. So this is kind of like a combination of all of those things that are in my brain. Those are the different places that I get the information and the inspiration from, and then I like to format them and put them in a video that's like my favorite trends of that season. So there's tons of other places where you can find information on the trends of the season and everything, but this is kind of how I compile my list. And I write everything down. So this is my planner. I actually wrote this video in my planner this time because I didn't have a notebook handy. Classes in session. All right, the first thing that I want to talk about is this scarf neckline. That's what they called it on Harper's Bazaar. They also wrote about it in Vogue. I can't remember what they called it, but this is something that I've seen so much in real life and on social media as well. And it's just this sort of shawl-like look to a top or a jacket, and it's very chic looking. It's kind of like a scarf attached to an outfit, or like a large scarf as the outfit, kind of poncho-y as well. And it's just really, really chic. A brand that I know for sure does things like this. I think I said that with a lot of confidence, but I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure Elsa Holsk's brand Helsa has items like this, where it's just this like built-in scarf, drapey, shawl, poncho like top or jacket. And we saw this trend a little bit last year, I would say too, with the jackets that had the attached scarf or the matching scarf. That's kind of like the same vein, I would say. But I would say that this has kind of elevated a little bit more. It looks even more chic, more polished, and I've also seen it a lot more than I did last year. So I really, really like this trend because it looks so nice and so chic. It's giving old money, it's giving classy, and it just looks so nice in the winter. So I think that this pairs really well with boots, with a hat, with accessories, kind of like an outdoorsy cold weather look, but in a very chic, sophisticated way. The next trend actually would go really well with that, and this is an accessory trend, which I feel like in the wintertime, accessories are kind of everything, more so than other seasons even. Fall is a little bit like that as well, but because of the cold weather and the functionality of having so many add-ons to an outfit, mittens, gloves, earmuffs, scarves, hats, all those types of things, I feel like there is a ton of fashion potential around accessories in the winter, which is actually really exciting and fun. As I'm doing this video, I'm like, I'm falling in love with winter fashion again, when I said I didn't like it. So this trend is, for lack of a better term that I know of, maybe there's another word for this or whatever, you guys let me know, but I've seen them called Russian hats. So that's what I've seen them called, and basically it's just those like fluffy, tall, kind of dramatic hats that are so cute in the snow, and they just look, again, really chic, really seasonal. This is great to wear in the actual snow when it's super cold. They're functional. They are a little bit, like I said, dramatic, and I would almost even say like gaudy. They're just very statement-y. Like, I ordered one from Revolve and I'm like, okay, this is literally like the biggest thing I've ever put on my head, and it looks kind of silly, or you could feel a little silly in it at first, but then I'm like, it's a vibe. Like, that's how it's supposed to look. This is what it is, and it's keeping my ears and my head really warm. So you just kind of have to lean into it. But like I said, it's like a dramatic piece. So I get if everyone is not just like quick to throw on these little Russian hats, but I've seen them everywhere. I definitely feel like they're trending, and I'm here for them. Okay, next I want to talk about 2 color trends. I feel like in all of these videos, I'll usually include 1 or 2 color trends because it just seems that every season does kind of have a dominating color or 2. And the first one that I'm going to talk about is this really deep, dark, chocolatey brown. I think I read about this on Harper's Bazaar, and maybe it was on Vogue as well. I've definitely seen this color everywhere, and a lot of things for these trend videos are not groundbreaking. It's like florals for spring, you know. We have seen these things before. They're somewhat predictable, but that doesn't mean that they aren't currently like trending to the point where outlets are talking about them, runways are including them in their collection, etc. So chocolate brown for fall and winter is not groundbreaking, it's not crazy, but it is worthy of talking about in a video like this. So I have been loving that color. It's so rich and like luxurious. What comes to mind when I think of this color trend for this year specifically is the Bottega Veneta colorway fondant. I don't know how you say it. Fondant, I think. It's just like this cool toned, deep brown, and it's so pretty. It's so rich. I feel like it looks good on literally everyone, and that color in general has just kind of been everywhere on everything. So you can literally wear that in sweaters, shoes, bags, jackets, everything and anything, and it's very on trend. It's very beautiful, and I love it. The next color trend that we're going to talk about, I've talked about a lot on my channel. I'm so here for it, and I feel like so many of us are. I did my tree around this color this year, and it's this burgundy color. I feel like the tricky thing about this color is that everybody doesn't necessarily have a universal go-to name for it. Like, we all know what each other's talking about when we say burgundy or merlot or deep red, or, you know, I can't even think of what the other ones are right now. Cabernet, maybe. It's basically like a wine color, a red wine color. I feel like there isn't like a universal. I think burgundy is probably the closest one, but I would say that I see it called different names all the time, so much more than like other colors. So I feel like that's a little bit tricky, but regardless to say, it is like the color of the year, at least the fall and winter for sure. And it's so beautiful. I feel like it looks so good on everyone. Also, the Bottega Veneta color of this, I don't know the actual name of that one, but just everything and anything in this color right now, I'm like, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, I'm in love with you. You're giving rich, you're giving deep, you're giving sultry, you're giving winter, you're giving fall, like literally just the prettiest color. So everything and anything in that color, again, trending, gorgeous, perfect, stunning, love you. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is a jacket trend that I've seen a lot of, and I think I read about it in Vogue, and it's collarless jackets. So I think the most like common way that I've seen this done is in like a blazer style or a bomber style. So I have like a little collarless jacket that I got from Zara over the fall, and it's really cute. I feel like I've seen a ton of styles like that. I get tons of compliments on it, so it's definitely just like a trending style, I would say. And then the blazer version of it, I've seen a lot on websites. I was actually just scrolling on Abercrombie's website today, and they had like a collarless blazer, and it kind of had like a button situation, like ended here so that it was a little bit open at the end, and it's just really chic and cool, and it kind of has like a retro vibe to it, I would say, as well, which I always really like. And this is kind of like an office friendly, office wear inspired trend, I would say, especially in the blazer format, but it just looks really cool and good. I think it pairs great with trousers or denim, and it's like I said, you could wear it to the office, but you could also wear it as like a night out look with denim and pointed toe heels or something. I don't know, it's a vibe. I'm here for the collarless jacket trend. And the next one that we're going to talk about is, again, accessory. And again, it seems obvious, but I've seen it everywhere. I've been thinking about it. I've been wanting to incorporate it more into my looks, and I love when I see it on social media, Pinterest, whatever. And the trend is gloves. Specifically, I would say like a leather or faux leather glove is really what I'm thinking about. I am loving the way that these look, you know, tucked into a jacket, super chic look, and it's so functional. Like, you know, if you've been out in the freezing cold, if you're not wearing gloves, it's like the worst day of your life. So gloves are so important functional wise, and the leather ones are really good for blocking out the really cold weather, keeping your hands warm, and they look so chic and so cool. And I love, again, that they give like a very vintage feel and vibe to a look, even though like we've worn gloves forever and we always will, but I just feel like that like faux leather look with the jackets or leather gloves, it reminds me of just a cool woman in the 40s maybe. I don't know. Okay, the next one is something that was really big during fall as well, which obviously fall and winter trends kind of just mesh together, and that would be suede. So suede had a huge moment this fall. It is such a gorgeous texture. It is really fitting for fall and winter, and it kind of ties into this like Western influence that has also been really big for probably the last couple of years and continuing to just kind of like go in its own trajectory, I would say. Even like that shawl poncho style scarf top can kind of skew that way. It depends how it's styled and how it's executed, but especially more poncho-y definitely gives me like a Western flair. So I feel like suede does that for me as well. Again, it doesn't have to skew that way, but it very easily can. And I did grow up around like Western things and everything, so I like that little flair. But suede is just so beautiful. I have mentioned this before, but it's perfect in jackets, in bags, in shoes, in hats, gloves. Really, really love it, and accessories and like little statement pieces. And also suede is so timeless, so it's a great thing to just like have in your wardrobe forever. Okay, something else that I've seen a lot, I didn't read about this in any of the publications, but I've seen it a lot on social media, is the stirrup leggings. So basically just like the leggings with the little, you guys know what I'm talking about, like I'll insert pictures, but it's a little stirrup, which is actually like a really cute word and name. But anyways, I've seen these everywhere, and I feel like they're definitely having a moment, and they're very like fashion forward in a flirty way, if that makes sense. So I feel like a lot of trends can be what I would say is like fashion forward. Like not everyone is going to want to wear that trend or participate in it because it's a little bit out there and it's a little bit like funky and it's a little bit just like fashion-y, not super wearable, if that makes sense. And this trend is one of those that kind of walks that line of fashion forward and wearable very well because it's leggings. It's not like super uncomfortable or unrealistic or dysfunctional or anything like that. Like it's so wearable, but it does have this like funky little fun flair to it with the stirrups, which I feel like makes it fashiony. So it's like it's flirting with the fashion forward part, if that makes sense. Anyways, I think that they're super cute. I think they're really fun. I love the way they look paired with ballet flats and also with like a pointed toe pump. Obviously, if you wear them with like a more covering shoe, like a boot, we won't even know that they're stirrup leggings. So pop off like you're doing the trend, but nobody knows, which is totally fine by me, obviously, but I do love to be able to like show that little part of the trend, and I think that it's super cute. And this is like a good transitional trend as well, as it starts to get a little bit warmer and go into spring. I think this will be a really nice like transitional piece, and it will look great with like an oversized sweatshirt or sweater if you're doing like a ballet flat, or even with a heel. I think like a cropped kind of structured leather jacket is so nice with this, with the heels, kind of like a Sandy from Grease vibe, but in today's day and age, I guess. A brand actually who I own Stirrup Leggings from, who I've seen do this, which I think is like a super cool girl brand and everything, is The Bar. And I am actually going to talk about my next trend that also includes The Bar. So this next trend is boucle. I have seen this so much on social media, on websites, when I'm shopping and everything. And again, The Bar came to mind for this because the sweatshirt that came with the Stirrup Leggings is boucle, and it's so cute and cozy. And again, this is a very like predictable or like normal winter trend, because like this chair is actually boucle, but it's just so fitting for this time of year. Like, it's cozy, it's warm, it's cutesy, it makes sense, but I've seen it so much shopping that it's worth talking about. So the Bar sweatshirt, they have 2 different colors in boucle. They're so cute. I'm obsessed with them. It gives, like, this trend gives teddy bear, which is just cutesy and cozy, and I love that for winter. I was also, like I said, shopping on Abercrombie today, and I noticed that they had these really cute boucle, like off the shoulder sweaters that come in a couple of different colors. I ordered the butter yellow one because we know I'm obsessed with that color as well. It's not a trending color, I would say, for fall and winter, but I still love it, and I can't wait. Like, that will be a good spring transitional piece, the butter yellow sweater and the boucle. But they also had like an off the shoulder boucle dress that was so like delicious looking. It's like chic and mountainy, or like wintry and cozy all at the same time. Like, it's doing everything it needs to do. And I recently got a set off of Princess Polly that was like a matching sweater and skirt that were boucle, so I feel like it's just being done in everything. Even like, I have a pair of boucle moon boots that I've had for years, and I've seen them like come, like, you could not buy them for years. I feel like I could, like, when people would ask where they're from, I'm like, I can't find a link for you guys, but I feel like I've seen them coming back. So I'm like, there's something happening with boucle specifically this winter, and it's so cute. It's perfect. So there's tons of different ways that you could wear that. Again, in like a purse or a hat would be so cute too. Just like boucle everywhere. Also love it in furniture. Okay, and then the last and final trend for this winter that I read about, I think on both Vogue and Harper's Bazaar again, is animal print. And obviously we've like seen this a ton. This has been trending since the spring of last year, so it's been having a good run. You guys know, if you watch my channel, how I feel about animal print. She is not a trend, she is a lifer for me. Like, when I was 10 years old, I was like, I want my sheets to be leopard print, and then my mom took me to the store and we found leopard print sheets, and I had those like all through high school. The Nanny was like my favorite show growing up. If you know, you know. Like, leopard print, animal print, it speaks to my soul. It is my favorite thing. So I love that it's trending, because I feel like it's much easier to shop. Like, I can find so many cute animal print pieces, and I love seeing how other people style it. I love seeing it everywhere. It just makes me happy. So needless to say, both Vogue and Harper's Bazaar were writing about it for this winter. It's still very much so trending, but in my humble opinion, I think that animal print is like the best thing to have in your wardrobe for life, if you like it and if it makes you happy, because it's just like, I don't think it will ever go out of style, at least in my opinion. All right, and I feel like that can be done, again, really fun with like accessories. I have a leopard print coat that's so cute in the winter. That is a really fun way to incorporate it, but like a hat or gloves or mittens or shoes or whatever, there's smaller ways to do it if you don't want to be like as over the top with a larger item of clothing. So have fun with the leopard print this winter, or just the animal print in general this winter. Okay, and that is it for today's video. I hope this was helpful to you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 where I style all these trends and make outfits out of them to show you guys, because I usually do that for these videos, but let me know if we're feeling it, because maybe winter is not that cool. Maybe we're loving it. Let me know. And as always, I appreciate you guys being here and watching, and I'll see you next time.